$400. That's both how much the Goonies go home with, and indeed how much is going to separate second and third placed in the Fated Rivals Clash 2v2 here on this Saturday evening. My name is Relic, joined by Hunted and Jam as always. And another sweep, unfortunately, to add to the collection this week, Jam, where the Goonies were just not able to hold up to the pressure.
Yeah, I think we saw the quality from QC, just in the way they approached the game. It's almost methodical with how every single aerial they did. It was fishing for very specific things from their opposition. The ground play was also tremendous, and just like earlier with Aphelion, we saw that whoever, like the early bird gets the worm, whoever reads the play much faster and has the faster fingers, faster reflexes even, seems to be getting a lot of these interceptions and a lot of goals the other way around.
The early bird gets the worm, Hunted, or do they? Because the BINKY boys, when we last saw them, of course, went up against Aphelion Esports. They took the lead, the opening lead, I should say, of 2 games in that series. And they only, I should say 3 even, out of the 4 games played. They only converted one of those opening leads into an actual win in the series. So is it all about scoring the goals first and foremost, or is it about that mentality over the course of the 2 minutes and indeed the series over the period?
Yeah, I think what it really comes down to is that the Goonies ran into the problem of not scoring more goals than the enemy team scored.
That's valid. Yep.
I just kind of,
obvious when you say it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if they would have put more goals into the QC net, then they would have made it to the next round. I think it's just cut and dry like that. And BINKY boys to themselves. I just love your reaction to
Great name.
But I think for the BINKY boys, you do bring up a valid point. This game, in contrast to Rocket League, and I think eventually we're going to stop comparing this game to Rocket League at some point. But in contrast to Rocket League, I don't think scoring the first goal is as necessary as it feels like in Rocket League sometimes. Just because, one kickoff changes that, right? And, it can be, we can see games where the game ends 1-0. We can see 5-5 games in an instant, it seems like, in Sideswipe. So, I think early goals are cool because it gives you a little bit of confidence, but I don't think you can rest on those, and the BINKY boys kind of paid for that in their series.
So a reminder of the BINKY boys themselves, Anoa and Lobo. I think, Jam, looking at that overall series, there was just a couple of moments where Lobo in particular, he seemed to be either the crux to help them go on and score, or the architect of their own downfall. There were a couple of times where he was just lulled out of position a little bit too much. And that's strange because that's sort of a juxtaposition to Noah, who we know from 1v1s is the player who likes to bait the defense out. So in theory, it actually works out as quite a nice pairing. But Lobo, when it comes to that defense, is that really the only thing which he needs to improve on going forward? Again, it's kind of difficult to tell, isn't it, when we've got QC and indeed the 1v1 champion in Amir coming at you with just unrelenting offense that we saw last series.
They have to do something in a defense for the side of for the side of BINKYs. We've seen him previously versus Aphelios, and it did indeed look like Noah was doing the whatever he does best. And he already pulled out some rabbits out of the hat. Yep. Lobo was slowing down just a little bit more. Feels like just if he plays a little bit less risky, but at the same time more proficient in how quickly he gets to the ball, he might get some more results set up. Noah, in one cases, Noah will have to go to the defense for that. Or maybe you should just switch the positions completely, put Noah in the defensive line, and just rush through with a defense and try to utilize that to win championships.
Well, let's do the time warp again, shall we? It's the Rocket Horror Picture Show. Amir versus Noah, but they brought friends this time. It's Hunted and Jam.
Well, hey, if we are going back in time, Jam, I think we kind of picked the perfect matchup, perfect game to do so too, and hopefully we get to see this matchup a couple more times moving forward in our future weeklies as well, because I'm really looking forward to seeing how Noah fares against Amir in a 2v2 setting when you have teammates. It's not just about that initial 50. It's not just about winning that initial touch. I can't wait to see how this goes.
What I want to see is Lobo and Razor's just sitting in the net, not doing anything, and Amir, I don't know, just duking it out. So it's 1v1s, We'll make for an interesting spectacle, but no, we want to see the full thing. And the matter of fact is, well, I mean, we've been talking Lobo down just a little bit. When you look on the other side, on QC, Amir and Razox, we were hyping up Amir a lot, but I think we have been seeing Razox's name on our screen, scoring goals, making plays almost the same amount of times as Amir, if not more. So that team has two players that, for me, it's hard to separate which one of them is doing better. For BINKY Boys, the Lobo needs to find a little bit of a different playbook, maybe get a little bit of an agreement with Noah how they approach. And previously I pointed out some double commit issues for Lobo and Noah as we're going for ball. And knowing how early we're still in the stages of Sideswipe and Esports as teams are making their way through it, they're going to work through these issues. Everyone does one way or the other. But yeah, a little help with Relic, our wonderful numbers keeper. Razox has scored 4 goals. Amir has scored 6 goals. Still, to me, his name, Razox's name, was appearing a lot. Let's see if that's the same thing here. I think we still have Amir providing us with his view. So Amir and Razox on the blue side. Ooh. Lobo and Noah trying to defend on that side. Hunted, we already are switching up straight into the hyperspeed and hyperspace.
Oh, the 50. That was an incredible sequence from both Noah and Lobo. That shot from Amir, it should have gone in. It should be a 1-0 game for QC in the blue, but a huge save and then a big 50 from Noah on the other side. Lobo going to try to play this off the ceiling. It's the post. Just couldn't get the crossbar. Noah using his angles and can't get that one through. And all of a sudden, Razox and Amir really on the back foot. BINKY Boys coming out strong. 2 goals in the first 40 seconds.
Oh, so important for Lobo to get a flip reset off the ball as a 50 happened between him and the defender. That allows him to then push it with more power underneath the defender. Not going to go on target. Noah and Lobo are trying to find more. I'm surprised to see the side of Amir and Razox struggle this much. It feels like, of course, they have dropped to the lower bracket, so they have lost against their opposition earlier. And again, QC, well, there's Amir, there's his push, and this time, again, utilizing the defensive player. Otherwise, that flip doesn't just allow you to set the ball straight on target.
Yeah, I think I'm going to disagree with you. I'm really honestly not surprised to see QC struggling against BINKY Boys right now. To me, to be 100% honest with you, that game against the Goonies didn't feel like what I thought it would. It really looked like the Goonies were outmatched in that game. But with BINKY Boys and the ability to take the shots from where they have been all day long, I'm not surprised that they're punishing Amir and Razox here. And a 3-1 game to start things out. It's certainly not over. They still have to play a little bit of defense. There's a nice feint from Noah. And again, remember, these players are very, very good, not just positionally, but they've got the mind games down. We just saw it there. It still goes in the back of the net, so 1-goal game.
Oh, my mind is going to cast it back to that wonderful 1v1 between Ahmed and Fairy Peak, I think it was, which was, that was the epitome of mind games. But over here, Lobo and BINKY Boys are continuing to try to extend that lead, try to have these 2 steps ahead as the 2-goal difference changes. Lobo waiting on the ground with 10 seconds remaining. Goals need to come in thick and fast, but it's Noah just dancing on the ceiling. They need somebody back. There's Razox sending it down, but nice already try. Amir has risen down. All in this mess. They managed to find it. Razox gets to the ball first, and BINKY Boys. 2 seconds, Hunted.
There's a chance. There is a chance here for QC. Bit of a double commit. You got to be careful here. Noah's going to take the quick shot. Razox already in the air. Flip underneath. The ball still up. Oh, no. He pushed it far. But Amir will come through. My goodness. I thought we were in for some heartbreak, but instead it's overtime.
4-4 overtime. I love Sideswipe just for that. The crazy exchange of goals so quickly. Oh, so quickly this changes. Just gets enough touches off the ceiling to send it down on the... Do we call it the post? Do we call it the crossbar?
I don't know. I've been calling it the bottom crossbar. That's what it is to me. The bottom bar. Because it's not a post. The post goes posts are straight up and down. Crossbars are across the way. Yeah, I don't know. You can call whatever you want, Jam.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Just based on the facts and logically, yes, it is the bottom crossbar, it is the top crossbar, and it is a win for BINKY boys. Despite the struggles that QC had at the start of the match, and of course, they're now down in a series, felt like they came out with a little bit of a bang. They managed to find in the traffic, but that's what's impressing me the most. In the traffic, they managed to find some goals on the left side of the field on the BINKY boys side, and that already pays a lot. It's easy to score open net, and we've already seen some of the teams unable to score open net, but it is that much more harder to find something when there are two players in front of you and everyone's in a possession because they know exactly what you're going to do.
This is an intense game from minute 1 of game 1 to now. Here we are, Noah and Lobo of the BINKY boys finding themselves trailing in game 2. And that's the power of that gold shot. You can fake it. You can really angle it well like Razox did there. And it's hard to defend that from that distance.
And Lobo has pre-jumped it pretty hard. Without Lobo going high in that one, and it wouldn't be an opportunity to send it down. Well, another opportunity gets lost over there. As Hunted, you were just heartbroken with that shot. I heard that in your voice.
It's the second or third time we've seen QC in particular miss a couple of those plays that they've been really, honestly, quite good at. I mean, to be fair, Alex and Ophelia Esports, maybe the team to watch on how to play that bottom corner. What a save from Lobo. That was unbelievable. He managed to play that one away, and now right into his teammate. Amir wants to punish. Won't be able to force it through. The Merc comes up big.
Oh, crazy. Just how many touches? Oh, no. Razor had to have Noah against him, and Noah made there just in time. You feel like you're safe, but then in the blink of an eye, they're just not there. How about this one? Lobo rising up high. There's two players from PC is up, yes. But it's down on the ground. He waits on. Look how much time he takes. He knows that he has time to just sit on the ground. Nobody's challenging him. He resets his boost, gets everything that he needs, and moves on forward. But now already the action has moved. Strong shot from the defense. Another strong shot, but just goes to the ground. Noah was going for a pinch. I think he was faking out. He did that shot beautiful. A lot, but this time he was going for something different. Will there be a goal for BINKY boys? They need one. 5 seconds, Hunted. They're in the right side of the field. They have the possession. Down on the ground. Goes high. This is the problem for QC. For whatever reason, they've been unable to really bring the ball down. Goes the whole distance 2-0. And BINKY boys are unable to continue on the lead in series.
No, that was I think Noah played that about as well as he could. Had a couple of times where he was able to bait out the first defender, get it around him, and keep possession of the ball. It's just that second defender just able to stop the incoming shot, or they just weren't able to connect it with the passing. And that, to me, is going to be where the game grows the most, at least in 2v2, in my opinion, is connecting with your teammates, getting extremely good with the passing. I think it's not utilized nearly enough right now, and can't really blame the players for not having been practiced enough to do it yet. But there is a lot of room on the field, almost always, to go for these sort of riskier but more kind of team-friendly plays. But I thought Noah, at those last 30 seconds, he played that about as well as he could, and it's just too strong, the defense there from QC. And now it finally seems like we have a series. Cross my fingers. Let's hope it's not just going to turn into a blowout from here, and the next 15 goals goes to the same team. But it looks like we've got an awesome series on our hands.
It sure seems like it. And yeah, we've touched on that point earlier, like how the game is going to evolve. And I've said about the defender is going to be moving out much more. Can Amir do this? Just does not have enough, length, I suppose. Yeah, right, enough height. Too much height, I would even say. Couldn't bring it down.
Oh, no, he's going to take that one away. Trying to keep it away from the blue defense. Now has the flip off the ceiling. Lobo. He circles around up top, able to win that 50. Now Noah, one-on-one with Amir, gets the flip, able to give Lobo a chance against Razox, but not going to be able to force it through. We're going to play down low this time, continuing to pepper this blue goal. The defense ends up putting it in themselves, and that's what the pressure can do to you.
You see in those little skirmishes when it's like a series of 50s, everyone's getting shots, touches, power shots, flip resets. It's bread and butter. You want to push for something like that, but sometimes you just do a little bit too much of it, and that's how you put the ball past your own defender into the net. Mir needed to make that save, immediate transition back, but Razox, just does not have it. To find an angle over there will be tremendous, but here, somebody needs to go down. Noah, and put it past the defender, going up. Danger, and they still keep on risking, still keep on trying, going high, where BINKY boys are already waiting for it.
You know, kind of going back to your point, as they're looking to tie this up. Great save from Noah, able to just beat Amir there. And wins the 50. What a tank in the Merc. Cannot be denied. 50 king right now is Noah. I don't care what anybody says. Alex, Alex might be a great player in his own right on those 50s. But I think Amir's got him just a bit beat with how he's able to make these plays. And again, he's around Amir, trying to play this one down towards Lobo. They need to keep this out, though, Jam. They still have 15 seconds, and we've seen what that kind of time can do.
There was a moment of danger where the side of the BINKY boys were trying to play it back in their own net. They killed the time. Now, a 2-play. You could see Amir following the ball on the ground. Razox couldn't find his teammate, and now they need to go immediately. Razox, did not put it straight on target. Here he puts it. Unfortunately, the timer already said 0-0. I don't think there are some hidden seconds. No, there aren't. And once again, we are seeing the side of Noah and Lobo. Look at that. They are coming through. BINKY boys take the lead in the series after losing the second game. They managed to turn it around, not in the most convincing fashion as is told by the scoreline, only 1 goal difference. But after what we have seen in the first game, that 5-4 goal thriller going into overtime, this is getting dicey. This is getting the margins are getting thinner, and every single one of these teams is on a knife's edge.
Yeah, and it's back and forth. It's exactly what we wanted. Good comeback game there for the BINKY boys, and like you said, they take a 2-1 series lead. And again, just kind of to go back to the play we saw in that last game. It has been almost like we've kind of isolated some 1v1 play here. Game is 2v2, but it's coming down to who's winning the 50s up high and who's putting their team in the best position to win those plays. That time it's Razox who wins the 1v1, and it's 1-0.
I think the BINKY boys defender just slooped down, either moved or flipped down, or just straight up boosted down, and that's why Razox just had the play, but that just floats in. No, almost is looking like he was bullying the goalie, but this is not Rocket League, this is Sideswipe, no physical contact. And one of these stranger goals that we've seen today, Hunter.
Yeah, so the ball spins a lot if you hit it the right way. And it's almost like a lacrosse ball coming off the ground. If you've ever, spun a lacrosse ball really hard and thrown it against the surface, it takes an interesting trajectory, and that's what it reminds me of in this game. Some pretty interesting bounces that can be tough to read for defenders. That's exactly what we saw there. Razox almost able to beat out the defense. It saves the 1-1 game.
Up. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication, I feel like. They had a good idea going to tee up the ball up in the air for the other teammate to get. But QC, I don't think BINKY boys just believe that something like this, a complete mishap, is going to happen. So they did not even commit for it. And right now, every single goal is just so important. Noah, he slips past everyone. Well, he phases through the 2 players of QC. But he gets the ground, he gets the ceiling, he gets it straight on target. This Merc is...
wow.
Case in point, that Merc is unstoppable, Hunter.
Wow. And I mean, you marvel at the fact that Noah was able to score those last 2 goals, but on the go-ahead goal, on that second goal they scored, it was Lobo who kept it in the blue zone with a gold shot from the ground. There's one of those bounces I was talking about off the ceiling. It takes a weird trajectory because it's spinning, and it ends up in the back of the net.
Again, we're seeing some wild ball movement. Noah plays it slow. You could see immediately he goes for, what if I just put it low? Now he has to sit in it on the defensive. Look at that. Where is Lobo? Lobo is waiting on the other side of the field. Oh, See,
he was trying to get back. He must have ran out of boost, and then he took the high path back, but it's not going to be enough. And now a 3-3 game with 24 to go.
I was just surprised that in a game that we basically see the whole field, I somehow managed to lose one of the players. Lobo played a trick on me. Does he have any tricks of his own? That 50 just goes straight to the ground with both of the players. That's how equal some of these challenges can be.
10 seconds left. Lobo trying to make a play. Has help from Noah. It's going to fall right to him. Razox with some good defense. Noah. Oh, Amir's got to come up big here. He does have to flip back now. That's going to launch right to the ground. That was super dangerous from Noah. But he's going to try to turn it into another shot. Big save again on the line. Razox now with a chance off the ceiling. Noah doesn't let it touch. I'm surprised. Now he's got to play defense. He's going to try to turn it in. No. Oh, no. Big save from Amir. And finally we go to OT. Thank goodness.
Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart.
Holy cow.
Honestly, with the up.
And then it goes in.
I think we're having the flashbacks and deja vu every single time.
God.
Noah does not like overtimes. He may be forced to go into them, but then when the time comes... Also, what is it on his heart? Is it a muffin? Is it a spawn? Whatever it is, I think it's giving his merc a little bit extra power.
Whatever it is, it's pushing him into the next round. It's pushing him to the grand finals. That is it. The BINKY boys do it, Jam. I mean, you called it. I guess Noah just doesn't like playing overtime. But my goodness, what a fight from QC. Just never felt like they gave up. Always were trying to push the envelope. The defense was huge. Some great saves on both sides. But Noah, twice in overtime, ends it in the first 3 to 4 seconds. And that's the difference maker in the series.
Yeah, something about the way his team is approaching kickoffs. And again, we know that he is an incredibly apt 1v1 player. It just shows that he can just break down the defense quite quickly. We've seen him also utilize ceiling pinches to the best of his abilities. He tries to save as many flips as he can in front of the net as well. He tries to get that position at a little bit of an angle, like a doomsday dish, but in sideswipe terms, I suppose. Unfortunately, Hunted, this means that we're not going to have an Amir and Alex replay.
Right.
Yep. Well, Amir and Razox are out, but we're going to see another A player because BINKY boys with Noah and Lobo are going to be that team challenging Aphelion with Siski and Alex in the grand finals.
Absolutely. And folks, if you are just joining us, you've come in at a perfect time. Make sure you keep it here. We're going to take a short break so we can get everything set up for this grand final. But Aphelion Esports, from the winner's bracket, they've got a 1-game advantage going into this best of 7. Will BINKY boys be able to find their revenge? You're going to have to find out on the other side of this quick break. We'll be right back here on Rival Esports.